E-bikes.
It defeats the purpose of mountain biking. A bit of a, I guess, touchy topic.
I don't see it as a replacement to normal mountain bikes.
I was a bit skeptical to begin with.
I was recently at the Sea Otter Classic in California, and we definitely saw a lot of e-bikes popping up, and we even saw the very first e-bike mountain bike race.
Yeah, manufacturers are putting a lot of resource into these bikes now. They look like normal mountain bikes, but with an electric assist motor.
So I did a tour of the pits, asking the public and the trade what they think about e-bikes.
I think it's so new. It's up for people to kind of discover for themselves. It seems fun, and it changes the characteristic of riding. I think a lot of people feel if it brings people into the sport who may not be able to have the fitness to do some of the trails, then I'm all for it, because I think we need more people riding bikes.
We think a lot of people will be buying it. Probably the easiest way to describe it for now would be an early adopter, but people who are trail riders, people who, like the slogan says here, the power to ride more trail, right? This bike will allow you to cover a little bit more ground in the same amount of time. So people who time is precious are going to really appreciate the technology of this bike.
We find that in the States that we have some early adopters, which are the people about from 25 to 30 years or down. For them, life has always been an iPhone. It's always been power windows in your car. And they see these bikes and they readily adapt them. We also see another group that about 45 and higher, the folks who, need a little help now. But they're the ones who pick them up as well. So those are our two big groups.
I was a bit skeptical to begin with, but I think there's definitely a place for them. And even for people who ride normal mountain bike loads, I think these are pretty good fun. You can cover huge distances and have a lot of fun. So different, but cool.
So that's interesting. Dave Cullinan, who's a genius of the sport, he thinks it could bring in fresh riders, new people.
Yeah, and the sort of obvious thing we got from that was that older sort of age group that maybe can't ride as hard and as far as they used to. It's great for them. But the big question is, do we think they're going to replace normal mountain bikes for the rest of us?
I don't think it would ever totally replace it, but I certainly think we have to be open-minded to what the paradigm change will be, and I could see where this could be a big change eventually.
I don't see it as a replacement to normal mountain bikes, but I do see us starting to follow the same trends that have happened in Europe. And so in the past 5 to 8 years, the e-mountain bike scene has really taken off across, especially Germany. And we're starting to see those same sort of indicators here in the US.
Clearly it's a thing, and it's exciting for a lot of people, and it's a commercial opportunity for a lot of people. But for us, we've always been really about bikes we want to ride. So we're really focused on doing stuff that we want to ride, and the e-bike thing just hasn't taken off for us at all. It's like a nice novelty that people have tried and gone, it's this, but we want to just focus on making really, really rad mountain bikes that you can pedal.
No, I don't think so. They just handle so differently. They're pretty heavy, but there's some really good points, but I think we'll never lose the normal mountain bike.
So that was a pretty negative answer on that for almost everyone, I think. Even Santa Cruz, a pretty core bike brand, said just not on their horizon just yet.
Well, Santa Cruz's opinion is clear, but I'm not so sure on that negative response, because it's not a question of is it going to replace mountain biking, it's more of a question is an e-bike going to be your next mountain bike? Someone's buying them.
Yeah. Exactly that. There are commercial opportunities there. Yeah. We're seeing that with some bigger manufacturers like Specialized are doing them. What about other issues like land access and environmental issues?
In the States we do. So you can take an electric bike and put it on pavement and it's a bicycle. You take that same bike, move it 10 feet over on the dirt, and it becomes a motor vehicle. And so we do have some trail access issues, but as an industry we're working together. We're working with the BPSA, which is the Bicycle Part Suppliers Association, with the nonprofit People for Bikes, and as well as IMBA, International Mountain Bike Association. So we're all working together to develop a responsible plan to change trail access, actually to gain more access to even traditional mountain bikers and give them access to trails they might not have had access to before.
It depends on the versions, right? Because there's pedal assist and there's the full e-bikes, which I think the proper channel is the electric assist, because you're just getting a little help going up the hill. They're not faster across the hill, they're not faster down the hill, probably a little bit slower down the hill because of the weight and stuff. So I'm sure somebody will always find something to complain about, but at the end of the day, if it gets more people on bikes and people riding, then I'm all for it.
Cool. The opportunity to own a Santa Cruz and it be looked after and serviceable for years and years and years is something we've prided ourselves on. And I think just the turnover that you see with how quickly the technology is going with e-bikes, that there's a lot of landfill. You know, the lifespan of these bikes is very short compared to something that we produce. And I think until that has matured a bit, I don't think it's a category that we're gonna look at seriously, because, you know, we want people to be able to ride maybe a Nomad that they bought this year in 10 years' time if they want to, and that certainly won't be happening with e-bikes. Those things are going to expire pretty quick.
So Martin, you've ridden one, you've got one.
Yes.
What's your opinion?
I've got one. I mean, I love my bike. It's got an Ego motor on it. It's very powerful. Obviously, I'm a wheelchair user, so I'm using that bike for a different reason, and that's not really the discussion we want to have. It's more about pedal assist e-bikes. And are they a good thing for the sport? I mean, I tend to agree with Dave Cullinan that if it will bring more people into the sport, that's great. And it's all bike riding at the end of the day. But yeah. The trail issues, access is a big point.
I'm similar opinion. I've ridden one briefly, really enjoyed it. And I ride lots of things. I ride motocross, I ride enduro motorbikes, I ride road motorbike, ride cross country. I just love riding bikes. And for me, it's not really mountain biking, it's e-mountain biking. And there's definitely a future for it, but I do see issues with people riding them places that's going to churn up. So who knows? We'd really like to know your comments down below. We know it's going to go pretty crazy in the comment section, but let's try and have a really good discussion down there.
Yeah, it's a discussion. It's not just a one-word answer on this.
Yeah.
I think you know what we're saying. We want to hear your point of view with some substance behind it.
Yeah.
And let's let the argument begin, shall we?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll do some more e-bike content soon, and we'll hear your opinions a lot more, I think. And I can't wait to actually read your comments. Whilst you're here, why not check out some more freaky bike videos and click just up there to take you through to plus bike versus normal mountain bike.
And down there we've got Are Fat Bikes Fun? Who knows, you have to check it out. Of course, make sure you give us all your comments. We really want to hear your opinion on this.
Exactly. Click in the middle to subscribe and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. As ever,
give us a thumbs up if you didn't like it.
Yeah.